And when the Gopas said, no, you can't come, they took their swords to forcefully get their entry to the lake. But the Gopas just raised their sticks and were beating them back. Oh, said the powerful warriors. Who is your queen? And the Gopas said, by the mercy of our queen, we have never been defeated. The name of our queen is Sri Radha. The warriors stumbled back and they couldn't find Krishna, so they said to the queen, to Krishna's queen, there is a goddess bathing in the lake, and it is not within our power to come even close to her. So the queens went to Krishna and they asked Krishna, who is that girl? Her power is wonderful. Her people have urged our warriors to go back. What is the name of this girl? Where does she live? And finally, this is a question which all ladies have, who is her beloved? You know everything, our Lord. So Krishna was just standing there, and his plan was working. The Yadavas and now the queens became aware of the potency of his only beloved, Srimati Radhika. And two very beautiful tears came at the edge of his eyes and rolled down his blackish cheeks. And he said, her name is Radha. She is the daughter of Kirtidan Brishabhanu. She is the only queen of Braj. And she is the queen of the gopis. She is very exalted. And then Krishna began to cry and said, and I'm her beloved, but I have gone away from her for 100 years. Do you want to know the exact words of Krishna? Please repeat. Vrishabhanu Sutta Saksha Vrishabhanu Sutta Saksha Radheyam Kirti Nandini Radheyam Kirti Nandini Brajeshvari Maddaita Brajeshvari Maddaita Gopika Dishvari Vara Gopika Dishvari Vara. Srila Rupa Goswami says that Srimati Radha Rani is the root of the pleasure-giving potency or the Hladini Svarupa. No one can possibly obstruct her. She is like a gushing river of purely divine love for Krishna. So fearlessly, the Gopas had sent the great warriors away. And in Indian history, this is a great issue. Who is allowed to take the bath first? A little while ago, in one Kumbh Mela, the Naga Babas, the naked ascetics, were denied their bath, their first bath. And do you know what they did? They took their different types of weapons and they stood up against the whole crowd of 20 million people and chased them away because they thought they should have their first bath. So here's Radha, the most glorious of all, and she owns the first bath. And all those who connect with her, the Gopas and Gopis, were so fearless that they sent an army away, fleeing. So Krishna has different queens. One queen is called Satyabhama. And Satyabhama, when she heard her husband talking about a person she didn't know, became so jealous. She is the leader of all of Krishna's 16,000 and plus queens. And she exploded and said to Krishna, "Why is Radha's beauty so exalted? Am I not very beautiful?" And then she turned around to the queens and said, "It is because of me that Krishna once attacked the town of Pragyashtapur, and he carried away all of you who were imprisoned by this demon who lived in this town. He first defeated the demon because of me, then he carried you away because of me, then he also went to King Indra because of me, and stole his Parijata tree away from him because of me. And now, my husband talks of another lady. Alas, alas, too much." So, I think we can understand Satyabhama. She didn't know who's Radha. "Friends," she said, "this is only an ordinary cowherd girl. You are all glorious, glorious queens." And all the queens then said, "Oh Krishna, 16,000, oh Krishna, we heard from your own mouth of Radha. We heard that you love her eternally and that she loves you eternally. But if you are truly the beloved of Krishna, can you arrange that we see her?" It is very difficult to see Radharani. She was shielded by 2 rings and 1 white curtain. But Krishna, who always lives in the heart of Radha, said, "My dear beloved, everything is going according to my plan. Can you just please come to where I'm staying?" So Radha finished her bath. She sat down on her beautiful palanquin. She was decorated with golden ornaments. There were many flags. Radha was behind a curtain of pearls. But from her body an all-pervading fragrance emanated over the field of Siddhashrama. And the gopis took the palanquin and carried her here and there. In the midst of her wanderings, Radha arrived where Krishna and the gopis were. To understand something about Srimati Radharani, you have to understand that she takes 3 baths every day. Her first bath is in the water of compassion. Anyone who comes to Radha praying for her mercy will find the compassion of millions of mothers emanating from Radha. The second bath is the bath of youth. She looks very youthful always. And the third bath, which Radha daily takes, is the bath of divine luster. So much light, so much effulgence. When she was carried, she was still behind the curtain of pearls. You can see here we have a curtain of flowers. Imagine little pearls that were hanging down like this, and she was behind it. She was just moving it. The curtain of pearls moved a little as the palanquin came closer. Sometimes 2 strings of pearls departed a little, and the queens could see inside, and there were flashes of beauty coming out. The gopis brought her in the midst of all these 16,000 queens who were speechless by the fragrance which emanated everywhere. And then they saw one foot was coming out behind the curtain, and already the foot was so beautiful. To be very precise, it was the light which came from the toenails of Srimati Radharani, which blinded the whole assembly of beautiful queens. And then Srimati Radharani very gently put one foot on the ground and then another. And then all of a sudden she stepped out into the view of the princesses. And do you know what happened then? I think no one can know who was not there. The queens were looking at Radha. When Radha's beauty overflooded them, they all fainted. 16,108 queens were like, ooh, and fell on the ground. It was as if the sun had suddenly arisen, and all of a sudden, all the stars in the night sky faded, they became pale, and they disappeared. When Radha saw Krishna, you must know, after 100 years, she's all totally youthful. He is totally youthful. All the gopis cried out, all glories to Shri Krishna. All glories to Shri Krishna. Srimati Radharani circumambulated Krishna. Tears of bliss came out of her eyes, and by her Shakti she manifested a throne and asked Krishna to sit on this beautiful throne. Then Radha said to Krishna, now my life is a success. My austerities are a success. Because I have come to Siddhashram, the place of perfection. My life is a wonderful success. I have seen you. I have seen your full darshan. My Lord and only Master, my happiness does not know any limits. After the divine couple had exchanged for some time, the sun set in the western horizon, and at that moment Radha said goodbye to Krishna. She went a few steps and turned around and looked at Krishna. Then again she went a few steps. Again she turned around and looked at Krishna. Krishna felt as if his heart was pulled out of his chest as Radha went more and more into the distance. They all went to sleep. It was a long, eventful journey to Siddhashram. There was this huge commotion about taking the first bath. Now Radha had given her darshan to Krishna and his queens. They were all very tired. They went to bed in their royal tents. One after the other, the lights went out in the tents, but only